Hi, everyone, and welcome to another fantastic webinar from Web Automation. So in this webinar, we're going to go through the exciting topic of sales and marketing. First of all, we'll glance over and explain again what web scraping is, talk about some of the use cases for web scraping for sales and marketing, then explain a strategy for successful lead generation, and then we'll go into a live demo using our use case. All you need is a web browser. You don't need to know anything about coding, and a tool to be able to read the data like Excel or Google Sheets, Notepad, etc. According to Google, web scraping, web harvesting, or web data extraction is data scraping used for extracting data from websites. So collecting any information from any website comes under web scraping. Today, if you wanted to get the data out, you could copy and paste, of course, but of course, that's very painful. Or if you understood programming, you could write some code. So write some custom computer code and get the data out programmatically. But of course, you need to understand a language like Python or JavaScript to be able to do this. So if you don't know how to code, this could be very painful. Or you can use some self-service tools like web automation to scrape. And there are many tools in different formats, all depending on if you had a little bit of understanding of some code or you didn't. Web automation provides a self-service scraping option where you don't need to know how to write any code. So what are the use cases for scraping in sales and marketing? It falls primarily into three buckets, which are competitor monitoring or research. So if you wanted to understand, for example, the reviews from different websites around the product or service or your brand, or you wanted to understand or do some research around your different competitors to understand how best to market or sell your products. Or if you want to do some SEO monitoring, so you wanted to scrape Google to understand keywords, search ranking, search volumes, etc. Scraping is a cheaper way to do this. And of course, for lead generation, which is the primarily use case for sales and marketing. So if you want to build up a list of contact information to run campaigns, to promote or sell your product, web scraping is the cheapest way to do lead generation. Now let's go through a use case. So I'm a supplier into restaurants in the UK region of London, and I obviously need contact information for different restaurants so I can promote my products to them. So this is the most important part. We need a strategy. And I'll go through the different points that I use even personally for a strategy for lead generation. The first thing is you really need to define your target audience. So who are you selling to? What's that buyer profile look like? In this particular instance, I'm selling to restaurants, which are small businesses. I'm usually looking for the owner. They would always be the decision maker. I'm looking for restaurants in London. These are small businesses. So I know even if I get a generic email like info at, I'm most probably going to get hold of the owner. But if you were, for example, selling technology service to enterprise, you need to dig a little bit deeper. So you need to understand the profile. Am I looking for a CEO or a CTO or an IT manager or a data manager? So you need to identify who's the best person you're trying to speak to. If you're working for a big business, getting a generic email like info at or help at is probably not going to get you through to the right person. Getting a generic phone number wouldn't get you to the right person. So you need to kind of map out that target audience and profile first. The second thing is you need to understand, where do these people hang out? Are they hanging out on LinkedIn? Is the information on Yelp? Can I get them from the yellow pages? So if I look at my particular example, I'm trying to get hold of restaurants in London, and I know for a fact that data exists in Yelp. If I was selling into CTOs for selling enterprise software, I'll most probably go to LinkedIn because those people hang out on LinkedIn. Then I need to understand what data points I need to get. Um, do I just want the name, address, phone number, email address? If I'm doing a direct mail campaign, I probably only need the address. If I'm running an email campaign, I probably need the email address and name. And then you also need to understand, is that information available on the target website? So if you're scraping LinkedIn, you need to understand email addresses aren't always available on LinkedIn. So you need to understand whatever data I'm looking for, is that available on the website? Then you need to know, how am I going to get this information? Am I just going to buy a list from someone? That's a viable way. Am I going to write code and scrape the website? Am I going to use a self-service tool? Or am I going to hire a freelancer to help me do this? Or am I just going to copy and paste? For this particular example, we're going to use a self-service tool, webautomation.io, to get the information. And then once you have decided all this, you need to understand, how am I going to organize and send out this information? So I need to create a list to group all my leads into a specific campaign. Am I going to use a simple feature like a mail merge, or am I going to use a tool that can help me send out my emails or my physical mail? So once you figure that all out, you have a strategy. So you can start going ahead and scraping. So let's go into a live demo now, and let's get this information for this restaurant and show you how web automation can achieve this. Okay, now, so we go into web automation to be able to get the information that we need. So I'm going to show you how to use web automation to be able to scrape leads. So as per the use case, we're trying to get contact details from Yelp for restaurants in London. All you need to do is, first of all, go onto yelp.com. Search, I've already done a search here where you can search. I've done a filter for London, Hampton, and restaurants. And I've got restaurants within 2 miles, and then I've got a list of 12 restaurants. Obviously, in reality, you probably want a bigger list, but this is just for demonstration. So all you need to do is have this link ready. I'm going to show you what you need with the link, but I'll go back into web automation. There are 3 ways you can get the data out. I'll show you my favorite 2 ways. First of all, of course, you need to sign up for web automation. We have a free trial. It's very generous. It gives you $25, which is equivalent to about 25,000 pages. So a very generous free trial. Once you've signed up for an account, you can search to browse ready-made extractors. So we've got a library of literally over 120 ready-made extractors. So you can start getting data straight away. No need to build anything. No need to write any code. No need to learn how to use a tool. Just start getting data with a few clicks. So I'm going to search for Yelp because I know a Yelp data extractor already exists. And I'll go into it. And all I need to do is click use for free. I already have this, so I'm going to get it one more time. And it's activated. Now what I need to do is that I need to tell the extractor where to get the information. So I'm going to go into starter links. And I'll go back into Yelp. And all I need to do is this search filter. I need to copy the URL and paste the search filter into the link, the starter links, and update. And then I need to run the data. Voila. I go into my data tab. and I can see it's already, oh, it's completed already. So that took really quickly. That was very quick. So I can download the data now, and I have different formats to download to. I'm going to do XLS because I like Excel. Now save it onto my downloads folder, and then I can open it up now. So let's have a look at the data. So there we go. So we have the data now. I've got my address. I've got the categories, and I got an email saying it's complete as well. So Indian, coffee, fish and chips, different types of food. I've got the location, and most importantly, I've got the numbers. And this restaurant doesn't have a number available, but I've got the numbers to the other restaurants. And I've got the URLs. So I've got the data simply that I needed. Now I can start cold calling all the different restaurants and offering my service as I imagined. So you can see how in a few clicks we've got the data we needed. We can obviously customize the data we need. If we need more data from the page, we can also get that data, but this is the basic data that we needed from Yelp, and we've got that successfully. I'll also show you quickly, if you wanted to get data from a website and we didn't have that in the directory, you can just request for one to be built for you for free. Amazing. All you need to do is you need to go back into Yelp, get a page from Yelp, which has the information you want, which is the phone number and the name of the restaurant. And once you get this template page, just post it in here. And then what happens now is our system tries to analyze the web page, understand what kind of content is on the web page, how to extract that content, how complicated the website structure is. And once it does all the analysis, you will then be able to progress. Okay, so it's completed now, and it gives you the two options. So you can build this yourself if you wanted to build it yourself, but I'll show you a hack and an easy way to be able to get an extractor built. All you need to do is click this option, and we will create one for you because we like to make sure you get started quickly. So all you need to do is click into it, and voila. You can then explain exactly what you want. So you can say, I want to get all restaurants in London that, yeah, I want phone number and email if available. Voila. And then just to make it really easy as well, we just make sure you can highlight the information, just because sometimes some websites are in different languages, so we can just understand exactly what you wanted. Once you've done that, you can save the request form, submit the requirements, and then in 24 to 48 hours, we would build it for you, and you can start getting data straight away. So it's as simple as that. So I've shown you two ways how you can build an extractor and generate leads using web automation. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for dialing in.